unacceptable. Harry with egg on his face for ignoring attitude following the latest Queen news. Members of the royal family are unsurprisingly concerned at news the Queen has tested positive for COVID-19, according to an expert. The monarch is suffering from mild cold symptoms, according to Buckingham Palace, but wants to continue with moderate royal activities. Royal biographer Robert Jobson, author of William, The Making of a Modern Monarch, has expressed reservations about the Queen's decision to continue working, but claims that major royal events, such as the Duchess of Cambridge's trip to Copenhagen this week, would have been cancelled if the situation had become serious. Speaking to the Mirror, he explains, "The Queen has been the perfect role model throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. Her Majesty told us in a powerful televised public address that, we will meet again when so many were missing their loved ones during the lockdowns. She made sure the public knew she had been fully vaccinated and urged everyone to think about other people and get a jab when they were offered one. And as others in public office who should have known better, partied in the corridors, or at least gardens of power, she stuck to the rules and sat alone at her beloved husband, Prince Philip's, funeral in April last year. Now, a few weeks shy of her 96th birthday, she has contracted the COVID virus. The palace has assured us that there is no need for panic, with their statement talking of mild cold-like symptoms. Thankfully, she has a top medical team around her, monitoring constantly. As a rule, the palace do not routinely talk about the Queen's health unless they have something definite to say, and she clears it. This time they have been candid. What concerns me, however, is the reference to Her Majesty continuing with light duties at Windsor over the coming week. I really think, given her great age, that she should have a complete rest, and leave the duties to others in her family. There is no doubt the Prince of Wales and his family will be concerned by this development and won't be complacent. Charles often spends longer at Windsor Castle when he visits these days, so that he can enjoy quality time with his mother. Kate, Duchess of Cambridge, flies to Copenhagen this week for a series of solo engagements. If there was a serious cause for concern, I am sure that overseas visit would have been postponed. That said, every time there is a palace bulletin about the health of the monarch, it focuses the minds of her family and her loyal subjects during this Platinum Jubilee year. Robert also believes the Queen's latest health battle will be yet another reminder to Prince Harry of the distance between his new life in the US and his elderly relatives. He adds, I am sure it will focus the mind of Prince Harry too, who was once so close to the Queen. His wife, Meghan, seems happy never to return to these shores. But for Harry, being more than 5,000 miles away from his family, at times like this, must emphasize his isolation from the House of Windsor. Majesty magazine's Joe Little says the Queen will respond to her coronavirus diagnosis in a matter-of-fact manner. He said, I think the Queen is very stoic in every way. I would guess that she will be matter-of-fact about the diagnosis in a way perhaps that the people around her are less matter-of-fact. He added that there is cause for concern given that the Queen is 2 months away from turning 96, but it is believed she has the protection of 3 COVID vaccinations. A very close eye will be kept on her in the coming days, Mr. Little added, and all signs are that it's nothing more than a small nuisance. On Sunday, Buckingham Palace issued a statement confirming the Queen's diagnosis, saying, Buckingham Palace confirm that the Queen has today tested positive for COVID. Her Majesty is suffering from mild cold-like symptoms, although she hopes to resume modest responsibilities at Windsor next week. She will continue to receive medical attention and will follow all the appropriate guidelines. The royal household has its own royal physicians and the Queen's doctors will be on hand to take care of and monitor the head of state, with Professor Sir Hugh Thomas, head of the medical household and physician to the Queen, expected to be in charge.